Stay with me here, for what I'm about to tell you changed everything for me, and it may just do the same for you. In the stillness of solitude lies a profound and often misunderstood truth. It's a notion that has been explored by philosophers throughout the Western tradition, from the ancient Greeks to modern thinkers. As you sit here, surrounded by the quiet of your own company, I invite you to consider this idea with me. What if solitude is not just the absence of others, but a presence of its own, a presence that holds the key to true freedom? As we delve into this concept, let's begin with the Stoics, who understood the value of solitude as a means of cultivating inner strength and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, would often retreat to his chambers to reflect on his thoughts and actions, seeking to understand himself and the world around him. He wrote in his Meditations, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In solitude, we have the opportunity to examine our thoughts, to question our assumptions, and to refine our character. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, would say, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In solitude, we can learn to observe our reactions, to let go of our attachments, and to find a sense of inner peace. But what is it about solitude that allows us to tap into this inner wisdom? Perhaps it's the fact that, when we're alone, we are forced to confront our own thoughts and emotions, without the distraction of others. As Heraclitus, the pre-Socratic philosopher, said, "The way up and the way down are one and the same." In solitude, we can explore the depths of our own minds, and discover the interconnectedness of all things. We can see that our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions are all intertwined, and that by understanding one, we can gain insight into the others. As we continue on this journey, let's consider the idea that solitude is not just a state of being, but a state of becoming. It's a process of transformation, where we can shed our old selves and emerge anew. The Epicureans, with their emphasis on the pursuit of happiness and the avoidance of pain, understood the importance of solitude in this process. They believed that by withdrawing from the world, we can focus on our own desires and needs, and cultivate a sense of inner fulfillment. And this is the turning point. When we're alone, we are forced to confront our own desires, and to question what truly brings us happiness. Pause here for a moment. Think about this. What is it that brings you happiness? Is it the company of others, or is it something more profound? Share your answer below. As you reflect on this question, consider the words of Seneca, who said, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." In solitude, we can let go of our expectations, and focus on the present moment. We can learn to appreciate the beauty of the world around us, and to find joy in the simple things. Now, do not skip over what comes next, for it's a crucial aspect of our exploration. The concept of solitude is not just relevant to our personal lives, but also to our relationships with others. When we're alone, we can develop a sense of empathy and compassion, which allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. As Cicero, the Roman statesman and philosopher, said, "The greatest wealth is to live content with little." In solitude, we can cultivate a sense of contentment, and learn to appreciate the value of simplicity. And this, in turn, can lead to more meaningful and authentic relationships with others. But how does this wisdom apply to our modern lives? In a world where we're constantly connected to others through technology, it's easy to forget the value of solitude. We're often encouraged to be social, to network, and to build our personal brands. However, this can lead to a sense of burnout and exhaustion, as we struggle to keep up with the demands of others. As Montaigne, the French philosopher, said, "The greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself." In solitude, we can learn to belong to ourselves, to listen to our own thoughts and desires, and to cultivate a sense of inner peace. This is what is left unsaid. Solitude is not just a luxury, but a necessity. In a world that's increasingly fast-paced and chaotic, we need solitude to recharge, to reflect, and to rediscover ourselves. As Pascal, the French philosopher, said, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. In solitude, we can confront our own problems and find solutions that are tailored to our unique needs and circumstances. And this is the part that will stay with you, the realization that solitude is not just a state of being, but a state of mind. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, it's essential to remember the value of solitude. In a world where we're constantly distracted by technology, social media, and the demands of others, it's easy to lose sight of our own needs and desires. But in solitude, we can find the courage to be ourselves, to pursue our passions, and to live a life that's true to who we are. As Kierkegaard, the Danish philosopher, said, "People demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought which they seldom use." In solitude, we can learn to think for ourselves, to question our assumptions, and to find the freedom that comes from within. Now, I want to challenge you. Have you experienced this yourself, that solitude is essential for personal growth and development, or do you think differently? Tell me in the comments. As you reflect on this question, consider the words of Schopenhauer, who said, "The two enemies of human happiness are pain and boredom." In solitude, we can confront our own pain and boredom, and find ways to overcome them. We can learn to appreciate the beauty of the world around us, and to find joy in the simple things. As we near the end of our journey, I want to remind you that solitude is not just a philosophical concept, but a practical tool for living a more authentic and meaningful life. It's a reminder that we don't have to be constantly connected to others, that we can find happiness and fulfillment in our own company. As Nietzsche, the German philosopher, said, "You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." In solitude, we can find the chaos and the creativity that lies within us, and give birth to a life that's truly our own. Join us every week for more reflections like this one, and you're looking for more philosophical explorations, consider subscribing to our channel, The Quiet Mind. We'll be exploring more topics like this in the future, and we'd love for you to join us on this journey. As Thoreau, the American philosopher, said, "In wildness is the preservation of the world." In solitude, we can find the wildness and the freedom that lies within us, and preserve the beauty and wonder of the world around us. And so, as we come to the end of this video, I want to leave you with a final thought. In the stillness of solitude lies a profound and often misunderstood truth. It's a truth that has the power to transform our lives, to help us find our true selves, and to live a life that's authentic and meaningful. As Camus, the French philosopher, said, "In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer." In solitude, we can find the invincible summer that lies within us, and discover the true freedom that comes from being alone. Which of these lessons resonated most with you today? Share this with someone who needs to hear it and comment below. I read every single one.